welcome back to some more Fallout New Vegas. In the last episodes, we created our character, talked through all of the dialogue that's going to be starting off Fallout New Vegas. In Fallout New Vegas, there's a lot of talking near the beginning, but not nearly as much as some DLCs. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, Old World Blues. So we got prompted as we were leaving Doc Mitchell's house about hardcore mode. Fallout New Vegas allows you to play in a new hardcore mode that greatly increases the challenge of the game. In this mode, stim packs heal over time and cannot mend broken limbs. Radaway removes radiation over time. Ammunition has weight, and dehydration is a constant concern. This mode is only recommended for advanced players. You may turn hardcore mode on or off at any time in the gameplay menu, but if you activate hardcore mode now and maintain it to the end of the main storyline, you will receive a special award, cough cough, an achievement, cough cough. Would you like to activate hardcore mode? For now, no. We are not going to worry about hardcore mode through this specific playthrough of the game. That completes Ain't That a Kick in the Head, and before we go outside, I suppose it'd be a good idea to run through the inventory, let the game prompt us on everything that we need to do so we can skip through it. I will be pretty much explaining everything you would ever need in the beginning of the game, and moving on from there. So, when you first start up the game, if you have the DLC packs, you can have a variety of armor. Personally, I'm just going to go with this little setup for now. It is a lot better to be wearing the lightweight middle armor, but as you see, it takes down your agility quite a bit, and which is still quite a bit in the game. Also, if you started up the way I did, you have a bunch of different weapons. Next up in your items is your 8. If you started the same way I did, you start off with a few doctor's bags, weapon repair kits, but the main thing is stim packs, which we're going to go ahead and hotkey to the side. Stim packs is your healing item in this game. It's potions. Then we also get a super stim pack, which has a debuff, which debuffs your stats. I mean, if you're any sort of nerd, you'll understand what debuff means. And I finally just realized it's like a strap that you stab into yourself. I never noticed that before. I always thought it was a... Never mind. Next up is... Oh, sorry. Been a while. Next up is miscellaneous. This is where all the miscellaneous items go that you couldn't usually use in the game but can now. Finally is your ammo, to see if you've got any ammo, or if you're playing on hardcore mode and want to micromanage your ammo, that's where you would go for it. But if you're playing on hardcore mode, you knew that already. So let's go ahead and open the door to Gun Springs and start up our adventure into the nuclear wasteland, which isn't nearly as wastelandish as you would think it is, which is a really odd thing to a Fallout game, because usually it's all desolate and black. So in the beginning, you'll be prompted with all the DLC you have. So all the DLC I've been running through in my other series, you'll go ahead and see here. So one thing I will be showing off pretty much exclusively to this walkthrough is the Gunrunner's Arsenal DLC, which will kind of just mend into the regular story in itself. Next up, if you get lucky enough to get this close to a crow, you can blow it up for at least one experience. Now, you'll notice my FOV is a tiny bit smaller for now. That will be fixed in the next episode, but since we're starting off here, I'm not going to be too picky about it. You don't get anything from crows but one experience. It's just kind of something you can do. Next up, a new thing to Fallout New Vegas is the Mojave Express. There's a mail system in this game, and there are crates like this all over the wasteland. You can use it to empty out your inventory and pick it up at one of the key points in the game later, or key points throughout the wasteland later. But to actually activate it, you do have to go through it and do that. Once you press it again, it will prompt you that you haven't activated any other ones, so putting anything in this box would be completely useless. So, as Doc Mitchell told us, we need to go to the Prospector's Saloon. That is apparently open for 24 hours. But we're not going to do that quite yet. This is Victor, the robot that saved us. He is actually heading off to New Vegas. Now, something speedrunners might be aware of is that Victor is actually very powerful, and since he is a quest character, cannot be killed. Since he is taking the shortcut to New Vegas, which is right over this graveyard, cutting straight through a valley of Cazadors and Deathclaws, and then through an army of raiders. I'm not even joking about that. The path to New Vegas, this way is the shortest, but is by far the hardest in the game. Like, I attempted it once before, and it was not worth it. So I would only recommend coming up to the cemetery for one of two reasons. Number one, to see the point in the game in which you were buried, which looks the exact same as it was when you were killed. So it's kind of difficult to tell that anyone was actually here or that you were ever buried, because that is still a perfect goddamn circle, and that lantern is still there. I don't think I was buried in Good Springs. Next up, another new mechanic to follow New Vegas. I just wanted to quickly explain. Oh crap, sorry. Different game mechanics I've been playing lately. You can go ahead and see this is a snow globe. In the last game, or Fallout 3, there were different things like the bobbleheads that increase your stats. Snow globes are a collectible in the game. You found a limited edition Mojave Landmark snow globe. These are rare pre-war artifacts and widely considered to be useless baubles, but rumor has it some collectors will pay dearly for them. And by some, they mean probably one of the most prominent characters in the game that we will not be talking about until we actually see him. So now that we've gone ahead and gotten most of the mechanics out of the way that they've introduced, or newly introduced mechanics to this game, let's just go ahead and continue to go talk to Sunny Smiles for training on the Wasteland. And wow, everyone is playing TF2 right now. I swear, like 5 seconds ago, no one was playing TF2, and now everyone just says like, oh well, there's no chance of anything happening. Let's just play TF. I don't fucking know. So, like I said earlier, you can go over here to the Prospector Saloon. Over here is one of the more interesting characters and one of the first that you will probably see in the game. Easy Pete is pretty chill, but I'm not going to be going out of my way to be talking to many different characters I don't have to talk to, since dialogue is long and I want to read it all.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
Okay, so this is pretty much the beginning of the game, and now we get to talk to her. I'm not going to be skipping through dialogue for the most part. I am going to be reading it and making the game as authentic feeling as possible, and now we're just gonna do that. Doc Mitchell said you could teach me to survive in the desert.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
So that pretty much just cuts right to it. If you want to follow Cheyenne, Sunny Smiles' dog, you can just come out here and walk around up to the first training ground, which she will walk past, and then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, sarsaparilla bottles.
Take
Jesus.
this and try to hit a
Oh
couple
my
of
god, the FOV is too much. So basically, how you're supposed to hit these in the game with a varmint rifle is
That's
shoot.
the right idea. Look down the back. Try crouching down
Alright,
and staying
so
still.
I want to
It'll help your
shoot
aim.
4, but usually it'll only let you shoot 3.
Nice shot.
Oh, come on. Yes, I did it. I shot
Well,
both.
that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottle. Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it.
Okay, so you can end the tutorial at any point after that, but there is actually money for you in it if you go after her. So I'm just going to go ahead and re-equip my caravan shotgun, and we will catch up to her in the next episode. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.